you know, don't necessarily need to tell him. His job is to just go and hustle. But he has been informed. But he's going to try and make a point here. And he's making it big at the moment as he tries to sneak down the inside. And he is right under the bumper of Chaz Mostert. It's not impossible that these two don't get a bit of rubbing going here in all this, because it's vigorous out there at the moment, to the extent that now Mostert has to cover into turn 9 because he knows he's vulnerable down there. This is kind of repeat for what we saw in the early tyre stint, where later in the stint, Brock's tyres are just that little bit better, it would seem, or the balance perhaps just that little bit better. Strengths and weaknesses with both cars at the moment. The medium high-speed stuff looks pretty reasonable for Mostert, but the trail braking is strong for Brock. Right there, you can see the evidence of it as he puts his signature on the right rear corner.
But I'd be saying to Mostert now, just let him go, because he needs to save the rear tyres on that car in case it's a safety car, because Brown will be super fast if there was a safety car. I know he's 18 seconds adrift, but he doesn't need to race Brock now.
A bit of pride at stake for both of these guys at the moment. And that'll be part of this, not wanting to let him by. The downside, if either of them are not careful, is you could end up with a little catastrophe. And there it is, on cue. There's your catastrophe.
Oh, my
that
God.
was brewing for a long, long time.
Get going, mate, get going.
So there's that damage and over and out.
That's
because
crazy.
That's exactly what I was just talking about, that you could end up with a disaster on your hands. And so this is going to brew up big. Is there residual damage on car number 25? And what are the implications of that?
All right, mate, 7.5 seconds back to Brown.
They've handed this thing to Will Brown. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable scenes in Adelaide. I was just speculating on exactly that point. I barely got to the end of the sentence and it came to fruition. So damage on the right rear corner of this car. Is that going to threaten the life of the tyre?
Yeah, no, it's gone. It's over. The right-hand rear, there's right-hand rear damage.
Just give me what you can, mate. Give me what you can.
But why wouldn't he just let him go? Oh, we were talking about it beforehand.
Look, there was damage on the thing. It's an extraordinary scenario. So that is going to be clearly investigated and confirmed on our timing and scoring. This, ironically, could hand a victory to the champion, to Will Brown. And what a scenario that would be. To have plunged all the way to the bottom of the field after being tagged by his old teammate Brodie Kostecki, going all the way down the order, pointing in the wrong direction. Mark was openly questioning why you would bother to race. I responded with, there'll be pride in this, and the risk is if they play too hard, there could be contact. Bang, it happened with an exclamation. Let's have a look and understand more about all this again. What a moment here in Adelaide to wind up our championship. Down the inside he goes, bang, right rear corner, turns him, whack, into the Repco banner. And here's the angle from another viewpoint. Gets him in the right rear corner, and Brock will be done for that.
Yep, he will certainly be done for that.
Big contact. And now, what sort of performance have we got left in car number 25? Does it have anything? They'll do everything to resist coming in. 15 laps remain. It's hardly a small journey. And the onboard very telling with just how filthy and hard that impact was. Here it is again.
Have a listen.
Gone. 14 laps remaining. Race control looking at it. Disbelief in the garage. Garth?
I just confirmed with Anthony McDonald, team manager for Walkinshaw Andretti United, that Chaz acknowledged that radio message from Sam Scafidi. He knew that Brock Feeney had a 15-second time penalty.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the mood to yield, and Brock wasn't in the mood to take any notice of the 15-second penalty. They're playing for keeps out there. We talk it up week in, week out. These guys have got the eyes on.
Race control, attention all teams. The stewards have imposed a 15-second time penalty to car 88 for a driving infringement.
Brock Feeney penalised. He's now got 30 seconds, and it blots the copybook this weekend. It's going to put him down in somewhere in the mid-teens when all that gets resolved at the end of it, as Jamie Whincup contemplates that. Bit of hard racing going on out there this afternoon.
Cam Waters gives him a rub, and now Feeney's trying to get onto the inside of Cam Waters. They've hit hard, and in the fence goes Waters.
Both of them.
Spun.
Turn in on me. Put me in. Okay. Try and get the car back if you can. Oh, dude. Staying in the car there, mate. Staying in the car. It looks like you lost your rear wing. Is there any chance of getting going? Any chance of getting going? No, I'm out. No, I'm stuck. That's the thing. Okay, copy that, mate. Copy that.
As we go back to Cam Waters climbing out of that Mustang that's perched up on the tyres, and he's cranky.
I'm beside you. Where the f*** do you think I was going to go?
And it's a cranky, angry Cam Waters. Second, and once again he glides it in on the rear Van Gisbergen. This means that Di Pasquale is fully incentivised. He gets the best seat in the house to look at the back of the Commodore, and he is now so close that he could be a threat when they get to turn 11.
Top left-hand side of your screen, James Courtney's been able to get by Mostert also. Here we go. This is where the Mustang has been so fast all weekend. He makes a bit of ground on Van Gisbergen. But the next section of road is where Shane has been absolutely at his best. The car rides the bump so nicely, slides it over Boundary Street. The big bump, 180 kilometres an hour, up to 210k. Can he dive it down the inside? He's got 2 more corners after this one. This is turn 11.
Everybody sidestepping, and Di Pasquale gets so close. They're 1 corner from home. He has a sniff at the gap. They're going to hit, and he's turned him. He's turned him at the last corner. Unbelievable. Van Gisbergen's been turned around at the last corner by Di Pasquale, and he checks up. He checks up. He's going to give it back to him.
No, he didn't let him redress. So he was going to redress, but he didn't let him. Shane stayed there and let him go by first, so he'll get a penalty as a consequence. They're playing the judicial game.
Wow. What a conclusion. Well, it's pretty clear what's going to happen there. So what a conclusion. Tagged at the last corner.
That just shows you how close it is.
Look at this on the replay. He threw everything at it, Di Pasquale. It was a do-or-die move. Bang! Gets him in the left rear corner. They would have locked eyes at that point in the cockpit of the car, and it would be a ferocious exchange. Bang! Get that into you. So around goes Shane. Right now, Di Pasquale's thinking, what do I do? Do I back it off and roll to the line? And then the confusion at the line, and in the end, the umpire sorted it out, and a good call.
So here's the interesting one. He goes to redress. Shane doesn't allow him to redress. So he purposely parks it behind him so that you do incur the penalty.
He's starting to search high and low and looking for a way round here on McLaughlin. And McLaughlin might have to cover, and he does. He moves it to the right, and Whincup goes down the inside. This is going to be tight. They force the issue. There's contact. They're both off the road. So McLaughlin and Whincup have made contact, and that will reveal Van Gisbergen in the lead, and McLaughlin's now in the midfield or beyond. That's a game changer in the championship.
A last-minute dive. He's up. Well, he's up far enough. Did he have total control of it? Was he making the apex? That's the question.
New from on board McLaughlin, who moved it to the right and then moved back to the racing line, and that opened up the gap. And then there's contact. Looked like he was going to spin, but he gathered it up. Here's the other view from Shane Van Gisbergen's car. Watch Jamie. Jamie had it locked up also on the rears, which will also make the story more confusing to unravel when you're the driving standards advisor. McLaughlin moves to the right, Whincup dives, but right at the critical moment, Whincup's got the rear brakes locked. They have hip and shoulder contact. Off they both go. They are racing for sheep stations out there.
They're bumping along the straight. He wasn't in front of the control line. This is a great move by Van Gisbergen. He's going to get this done. He's played the card. He's run early. He's bumped him all the way down the straight, and he's out-muscled him. Great move, Shane Van Gisbergen.
We were somewhat mystified, wondering what was going on, and it's still going on, and he's turned him. McLaughlin has turned Van Gisbergen at turn 2. Does Shane survive that one?
And the drama we saw at the start, but the contact with McLaughlin on Van Gisbergen, and now the resultant damage on the front of Whincup. Remember, he's in second in the championship. He won't finish this race based on that. Look at that, the guy's getting ready.
No, so McLaughlin was definitely on his own there.
Yep. So he'll be at strive. He'll go to the back because there's heaps of gap there. And that's the damage.
Right, yes.
So they all pop up.
That was the secondary effect.
Left to go.
So just to get this in perspective, that's Richard Holway talking to Scott McLaughlin about what's going on here. They're hanging on a safety car. Neil Crompton sold us the prospect of making it to 137 to get home. They've stopped on 136 down the inside. He goes, he's into the side of him. They run into each other. He's blocked out break. He's going to redress. He's going to redress.
But look at this. Look
No, they're all gone. They're all gone. Tander's off. McLaughlin's off. The redressings caused that. Tander had nowhere to go.
You're kidding me.
No way.
You're kidding me. And this will trigger a safety car. Very likely a safety car. What a disaster. 11 laps remaining in the great race.
Just be careful, be careful.
And this is a terrible shame. Garth Tander's got damage that will stop that car.
Mate, I couldn't control
it's
it.
all over. There's damage that will stop.
You keep going.
There's damage that will stop car 33 as well. I think McLaughlin can't get out of it from here.
Okay, mate. Yeah, I reckon you got to come in, mate. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it.
That is an absolute disaster. What a shame. What a shame. Rusty.
They're standing by with 4 green tyres for Fabian Coulthard. They're going to bring 12 in, and you should have heard the cheer. No one wants to see an accident at the mountain, but this could change the game for Fabian Coulthard at a critical time.
Certainly will. Coulthard's got the lead by 15 seconds. That car is destroyed, the Garth Tander car. Here's the replay. It started with Whincup on the dirty side of the road, locked up and tags Scott McLaughlin, who takes to the grass. And then Whincup comes out of the throttle. Tander tries to go down between the two of them. They all make contact, and the Holden and the Volvo whack the wall.
Garth Tander got caught up in a redress. And I feel sorry for Garth Tander.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the middle of a redress.
A 15-second time penalty for car 88. A
15-second penalty for Jamie Whincup.
To be added to its race time.
Added to the race time.
Wow.
Race control has spoken. Welcome back to Queensland. It's on for the Coates Hire Ipswich 400. And Caruso diving down the inside here of McLaughlin, tags him, spins him. The battle between Sweden, Japan and Australia, it just got ugly. What a shame. Here it is again, Mach 3 replay. A lunge down the inside at turn 6. A late lunge, sneaks up the inside, tags the right rear corner of Scott McLaughlin, car number 33, who's recovered quite well, by the way. Here they are off the exit of turn 5. This is what we talked about earlier about just trying to find the right moment. Michael Caruso thought that was it. Race control does not agree. There's an outstanding black flag here. Steve Todkill, engineer for Michael Caruso, who formerly worked at Gary Rogers Motorsport. Great frustration inside that garage. And this one. Disappointment all round. And this will mean that they ultimately hand the race lead to Jamie Whincup on a platter.
Black flag and pit lane drive-through penalty. Car 36 driving infringement.
Now, what's going on here?
There's going to be plenty of drama about this because the speed of the safety car restart has changed.
Well, look at this.
And it's on for Young and Old.
This is going to be as wild as it gets. They're all spread out. Three abreast. Down to turn 1. Now 4 abreast. Lee Holdsworth joins in the fight. And Holdsworth could well end up being the leader of the race. Whincup goes off. Van Gisbergen goes off. Winterbottom spins around. And he's going to get collected. Unbelievable restart. Lee Holdsworth will go straight to the front with Rick Kelly going with him. And the leader of the race.
I reckon there was contact at the last corner between Whincup and Winterbottom.
There was. Now, there's definitely a speed change. They all ran into each other, and that's why they ended up alongside each other.
For 36 laps, Mark Winterbottom led this race from the start. on the restart. He's now gone to the very back.
Oh, and it's still going on. It's still going on. That's Dumbrell. He's been turned around at the hairpin. And this is pretty wild stuff with Owen Davison and Bargwana also overturned. Oh, and Rick Kelly almost off the road, but he saved it.
How's about Rick's restart, though? While all that went on, he just went the same way Lee Holdsworth went.
At the drivers' meeting last night, the drivers' briefing, there was a particular point made by the race director, Tim Schenken, about all cars maintaining the safety car speed for the restarts. Now, that clearly did not happen prior to this, and that was a mess. The way they all got to the line was an absolute schmozzle, and very, very average restart.
Hey guys, just chatting to the various teams on pit lane here. I don't think blue is over yet about what we just saw happen in front of us. Frosty got on the, or Mark Winterbottom jumped on the radio. He has a clear view that Whincup belted him from behind. 888 have a very clear view that Winterbottom propped. So
yeah, and that's what I was alluding to before. I reckon there'll be more to this story, and this will come down to an argument of reviewing data to see what, and they'll have that information available, throttle traces, speeds, the whole lot. It'll all reveal itself after. So tune in tomorrow, folks, and we can give you the update on that one, because it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
And this looks like win number 2 in 2011 for Jack Daniels Racing and Rick Kelly. What a result.
Well, he's already won a race, as you mentioned, on the streets of Hamilton. He last won a race here at Hidden Valley in 2004. But when the door opened, Rick Kelly went straight through. Exactly. Take him when you get him. And he took that opportunity when it came knocking. Stephen Johnson second, Craig Lowndes third. Fourth goes to Lee Holdsworth. Fifth goes to Will Davison, makes up 15 spots from his starting position. Tony D'Alberto inside the top 10. Shane Van Gisbergen just moments ago had a podium waiting.
It's very difficult to listen to sentences in a race car. All you get are the key messages. You'll hear okay, or you'll hear pit, or you'll hear box, which is sometimes what they say. Conversations rarely work in the race car.
He's back into the 23s. That's the good news for James. But the bad news is Jamie Whincup has increased his lead. It's now 2.3 seconds, and you can see as Whincup takes it down to turn 8. Further back on the road, the guy who's now pressuring Courtney is the other Team Vodafone Triple A car of Lowndes. Then it's Mark Winterbottom. Ken McConville doing a terrific job.
Touch there, and enough to shift it, but it's enough to... Oh, huge moment! And Lowndes, Winterbottom.
You okay, mate? You okay?
That's a massive, massive crash. Courtney, Winterbottom, Lowndes.
That's been coming since Thursday, when people were debating what's right and wrong with our racing rules.
You okay, mate?
If you can pick up in the tournament, it's been coming. That's all I want to say about that.
Mate. You okay? All good?
Yeah. That's Craig Lowndes you're listening to. Talking to Jeremy Moore. He's okay. He's...
Bad luck, mate. Going strong there. Car's a bit damaged, so look up.
Winterbottom's day, he's got all tangled up in that as well. James Courtney's car, massive, massive problems. Here's the Zinger replay. That's where the action started to crash.
Well, no, it started going under brakes into turn 9. That's just the end of it. This just happens to be the full stop on the sentence. It started on the braking approach to turn 9.
Mark Winterbottom tried to go on the inside line there to escape all that mess, and in the end, had nowhere to go but into the Team Vodafone car.
The HRT car not quite as dominant as it has been. So there should be one lap to go. the final lap. It's a big battle here. Ambrose has a go. Escape is run off the circuit. Now this is interesting. He's lost a lot of ground, and look, Engel has swept through in all that drama to take the victory, and Todd Kelly has pounced as well. So Ambrose and Scaife have come together in a costly battle. Scaife.
That was very nice of them to leave all those gaps for me, don't you think?
Well, what a dramatic finish to the race. Scaife would be fuming. Russell's laughing.
The car was very good.
Unbelievable.